Take the tea and cake. You had to, after all. You had nowhere else to go. Yes, the Mad Hatter was crazy, but so was everyone else in Wonderland. So would it really be safe for you to leave the tea party? If you did, where would you go? Who would you go to for help? Though Jervis was still very, very strange and that terrible feeling still bubbled up inside you, you pushed it down. Perhaps you thought if you were only a little patient with her, the Mad Hatter would indeed be able to help you find your way through the Wonderland. So you smiled as sweetly as you could, pretending you weren't at all terrified, and picked up your fork, thanking her as you did. Your hands were shaking and your heart was thumping in your chest, beating and booming against your ribs. You felt as though you were drowning in your fear, but the Hatter, she was oblivious. So cheerful while you were shaking in fear. She was smiling and looking at you with round, pale eyes.
"Oh, Alice, I'm so happy!"
Was she? Was your presence really so invigorating to her? You shivered, still trying to smile as you bit into your cake. The cake was too sweet and too sugary, almost like the Hatter's strange smile. Her pale eyes were fixed upon you, watching your every move as though it was the most enthralling thing. It was so strange, so unnerving, and suddenly your cake felt quite dry as you swallowed it, coughing and wondering what on earth the Hatter was thinking. Must she stare at you so? Must she make that sickening, terrible feeling churn and bubble? Desperate to break the unnerving silence and her even more unnerving stare, you struggled to speak, still coughing as you thought of something to say. Quietly, you said her name. She giggled, shaking her head as though you had just said the silliest, sweetest thing she'd heard in her life. Her pale eyes grew bright and gleeful, her smile wide and happy.
"Oh, please, Alice, we're old new friends. You can call me Jervis."
She grinned and giggled as you played with your fork, dragging it through the thick, bright blue frosting slowly. You said her name again, causing her smile to grow even wider. Then you asked why you were here.
"Why, dear, you're here because you chose me. I'm ever so happy that you did. You could have chosen anyone at all, Matty the Nye, that damn cat. You could have even had them all, but you have me, me.
She said, sounding positively giddy at the very idea of it. You rephrased your question, asking why you were here in Wonderland and not at her tea party. She stopped. Stopped smiling, stopped giggling, stopped everything. Her pale gray eyes seemed to grow a little colder and seemed so far, far away, as though she was somewhere else entirely. And for a moment, she remained utterly silent before she snapped back and said,
"Why, Alice, you're here to play. Oh, you had to play the game, silly dear. You know that. Take some tea, darling."
You didn't. Instead, you took another bite of the too-sweet cake, nearly choking on it. The coldness slipping through your stomach and dryness in your throat felt as though it was choking you from the inside, and the confusion, the fear, the questioning, mind racing, heart thumping, choking, shaking, smiling. Then you spoke hesitant to ask her, but willing to try. You asked what kind of game were you playing exactly. She looked baffled at your question and almost angry.
Because you're Alice. Because you wanted to. You wanted to play, dear. You wanted me. Oh, you just don't understand. You're just confused.
It was true. You didn't understand. You were confused. And what's more, you were so very afraid. Jervis was starting to confuse and frighten you. Her too wide smile and her gray eyes burning into you all at once. The cell phone was still in your pocket, though, and you wondered, was this the game? Was it all real, and would you have to play it? You didn't want to. You didn't want to play this terrible game. Alice? The Hatter was looking at you, smiling at you, and holding a steaming cup of tea towards you. You started coughing again, choking on both air and fear and perhaps a little bit of cake, and Jervis quickly pushed the tea into your hands.
"Drink up, dear. You feel better."
You did it. Lifting the white and gold teacup up to your shaking lips, you took a tiny sip of the tea Jervis had been so insistent that you drink. And she watched as you did, excitement growing on her pale face as he swallowed the steaming drink. The tea was hot and sweet and strange. There was another lingering taste beneath the tea and sugar, something sweet and sticky. The taste of it stayed on your tongue, burning softly.
"Oh, Alice,"
Jervis whispered.
"you don't understand, but that's all right. I'll help you play the game, and this time things will be so much better. You'll see. You'll understand soon enough, dear Alice."
Something was wrong. Something was terribly, terribly wrong. The world was beginning to melt around you, spinning and swirling and morphing into terrifying mess of shadows and slips of light. And the Mad Hatter, she was smiling, laughing, her pale eyes gleaming as the darkness took over. Her wicked and wild laugh echoed as the world slowly faded away.
"Oh, don't you worry, Alice. I'm going to take such good care of you now."
Everything was gone. The shadows swirling and swallowing the world as you slumped forward. Jervis caught your limp body, holding you tightly as she laughed gleefully.
"I'll take care of everything, dear Alice."
You are sweet, Alice. Your choice made the Mad Hatter very happy. She wants you to know that she's going to take care of everything for you, sweetheart.